Premium MPVs like the Toyota Alphard and Vellfire are very popular among VIPs and families. They are comfortable, they are luxurious, and they're also easier and also more graceful to get in and out compared to sedans. And recently we've seen a barrage of fully electric premium MPVs like the Denza D9, the Zeekr 009, as well as the Xpeng X9. And here we have it, the Denza D9, BYD's premium answer to the Alphard and Vellfire. Not only it undercuts those cars by a huge margin, but this pricing from 259,000 ringgit also disrupts the recon and used market. So is the Denza D9 any good? We've covered more than 1,000 kilometers, including a road trip to Johor and back, and here's our full review. Continue watching to find out more. The Denza D9 in Malaysia is offered in two versions. There is the base model, the advanced front-wheel drive version that's priced at 259,000 ringgit. And what we have right here is the range-topping premium all-wheel drive version. And this is in Ocean Whale Blue, and this is priced at 309,000 ringgit. And among the competitors right now in the electric space, this is the most affordable fully electric MPV with all-wheel drive setup. Since this is an all-wheel drive model, it has twin motors that produces 275 kilowatts or 369 horsepower and 470 Nm of torque. It can accelerate from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 6.9 seconds. And this MPV is very long at 5.25 meters. That's 4 centimeters longer than the Zeekr 009 and over 20 centimeters longer than the Alphard and Vellfire. And the wheelbase is 3.11 meters, and that should translate to larger interior space for you to carry your occupants. Among the three electric MPVs in Malaysia, well, I guess this one looks more conservative, right? If you compare with the Zeekr 009, that looks more grand with this boxy shape and that very bold grille, while the Xpeng X9 just looks overly futuristic. It looks like a space shuttle. This one looks more van-like, especially the rear design. I guess Denza try to play it safe, so they go for an approach that's quite similar to the Alphard and Vellfire. So if that design works with the mass population, let's not mess with that. That's what I think. In terms of design, well, I kind of like it. It has this transformer-like face. You have this DRL that starts from the top end over here, that goes all the way down to the centerpiece over here. What I don't really like is this plastic, matte-looking grille thingy over here. I think it looks better if it's like chrome or maybe metal, and yeah, this looks a bit cheap. Speaking of cheap, the remote control though is plastic, and when you press the button, it creaks. I think BYD can do a better job with this. If you want to lock and unlock a car, you need to press the button over here, but at least for the back doors, you can just press this button to slide open the door, just like that. And you also can do the same thing with the remote control as well. Just double tap the side button over here to close the door. And the Denza D9 also comes with soft closing doors. Whichever version you pick, whether it's advanced or premium, they all look identical outside. And the only way to tell them apart is by looking at the AWD badge on the boot. Both versions rides on 18-inch wheels. Yes, that's the smallest among the three premium electric MPVs, and they are wrapped with Continental Premium Contact C tires. And stepping inside the Denza D9, you appreciate the premium and spacious interior. I like how they use a different mixture of materials. You have this like leatherette kind of feel on the top part, you have this wooden kind of finish, and you have this plush leather surfaces on the bottom down here, which makes it feel very upmarket. And if you're going for the advanced 4-wheel drive model, you're going to lose a couple of stuff. So if you step up to the premium all-wheel drive model, which you have right here, firstly, you're going to get this beige color option with this very nice suede material, looks very upmarket, and you can have this interior in this premium Nepal leather finish in beige. So this gives it a more airy and special feel. And also exclusive for the premium all-wheel drive version is massaging seats for the front. because if you go for the advanced version, the front wheel drive version, only the second row gets massaging seats. If you're the driver, you're the owner of the car, you better get this model because this gives you massaging seats and this is super comfortable for long distance drive. Also, another extra you get for having the all-drive model is a heads-up display, and this is very good because when you drive, you want to pay attention on the road, and this it really helps to make your ride more comfortable and more relaxing. Other than that, the rest are the same across the board. You get a very good 10.25-inch instrument cluster which can display two widgets on the left and the right, and I like the fact that you can display your Waze maps on the right side of the screen, which is super cool. You also get a 15-inch infotainment display that supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it also has this 14-speaker DIN audio sound system, which is pretty good. And I like the fact that you still have physical controls for the aircon vents, so you can adjust it without going through the touchscreen. And I like the fact that for BYDs, whenever you use any apps or Waze, you can adjust the aircon with just the 3-finger swipe. You can use the 3-finger to swipe up and down to adjust temperature, or left and right to adjust the fan speed. It's just so simple. And I like the steering wheel. You have this flat bottom design. The only thing that's not so premium is that it's manually adjusted for telescopic, can adjust for reach and tilt. But other than that, it's fine. The buttons are illuminated and it's easy to use the ADAS as well. And I also like the fact that on the center console over here, you have physical controls for the gear selector, you have your controls for the regen level, the drive mode, and also most importantly, to open the rear sliding doors. You can just push the buttons over here to do so, as well as the boot. And that's not all. You can even open the fridge from the buttons over here. And this is so good because I prefer this over capacity buttons or using touchscreen, because if you're going to do chauffeur duties, you should be able to open the door for your boss with just a single press of the button. And BYD's voice command is also super reliable. You can do stuff like, "Hi BYD,
please say it.
Open window."
No problem.
"Hi BYD,
I'm here.
Close sunshade."
Closing the sunshades for you.
"Hi BYD,
I'm here.
Turn on massaging seat."
Okay, I'm helping you turn on the driver's seat massage.
Oh yeah, you have a wireless charging pad over here, but in terms of USB, I've only one complaint. You only have one USB-A and one USB-C. It's 2025. They should at least put two USB-C ports. At least the passenger and driver can enjoy fast charging. If you're not driving, this is the place you want to be because you have these very nice captain seats. It's not as wide as a Zeekr, but it's very comfortable and you have a lot of options. Firstly, you have your own 50-watt wireless charger. Over here is a slot and your own USB-C port down here. And you also have your own table that's actually mounted to the front seat. So like airplane style, which feels very sturdy. And for the control of the seat, you have a touchscreen. I actually prefer physical controls, but this one is really quite extensive. You have a lot of adjustability over here, and you also have physical buttons on the sides. You can adjust your slide and recline all from this control panel. And from this touchscreen, you can also adjust your massage seats. You can select from 5 different modes, 3 different strength settings, and you also can turn on seat ventilation as well. So quite extensive features. One thing it lacks over here is that you don't have a fold-down screen like what you get on the Zeekr or the Xpeng, but you still get a fridge that can go below freezing point at -6 degrees, or you can use it as a foot warmer that can go all the way up to 50 degrees Celsius. And this fridge is also motorized. You can press this button and it will pop up. And this can be controlled by the driver as well. So it's pretty cool. And you can do a lot of stuff with this screen. So you can adjust the music, the seats, air conditioning, lights, fridge, sunroof, settings, or even lock the entire screen panel. So for example, the seats, you can also control the front passenger seat by tapping on the boss key, and you can adjust the tilt or even slide the seat forward. And you also can open the sunroof or sunshade using this. And you can also use this to open the door by sliding the bottom panel over here, or slide again to close the door. But one cool feature is that you want to open the sunroof or open the fridge, you can just do it by voice. For example, "Hi BYD,
I'm here.
set aircon to 20 degrees.
Copy that. The temperature is set to 20.
Hi BYD,
Please say it.
turn on ventilated seat.
Okay, I've turned on the seat ventilation for you.
Hi BYD,
Please say it.
open door."
Side sliding door is opening. Please check the door lock status.
Awesome, right? And this space over here is very roomy, and I like the fact that the seats are quite smart, that they can prevent you from crushing your knees. So for example, if I move the seat all the way to the front, if I get too close, it will automatically move the seat in front of me. Look at that. It moves the front seat so that it doesn't crush my knee. Okay, unless I push too much. But it's thoughtful nonetheless. And with a single button over here, I can activate zero gravity seats. So with one tap of the button, I can actually relax as it actually transforms this into a very comfortable lounge. Wow. So if you're going between meetings, you can relax in your own private lounge, running aircon without worrying about emissions. It does come with privacy sunshade and your own aircon vent, which is manually controlled. This is better than those touchscreen operated aircon vents. Okay, from the second row, you can see how much knee room I have, right? So I'm 180 centimeters tall. Let's go to the third row. You can just pass through over here. And you can see that it's very comfortable in here. I have sufficient knee room, and look at the amount of headroom I'm having right now. And this is a very nice place to be in, even for long distance drive. It's super comfortable. I have my own aircon vents. I have 2 cup holders and my own USB-C charging port. This is a good place to be in. And if let's say you're not carrying a 7 passenger, you also have an armrest. This is very good for long distance drive. And the Denza D9 has a total of 4 ISOFIX points. So for the rear, there's 2. You can find it over here. It's actually hidden in this small little slit on the backrest for the third row seat. And for the second row seat, it's actually underneath here on the bottom base. So yeah, the hook is over here. The Denza D9 has 410 liters of boot capacity, and that's with all 3 rows up. As you can see right here, and this is how it looks like when the rear seat is at the maximum recline. And you can expand the storage further up to 2,310 liters by sliding the seats forward and folding it down. 2,310 liters. And there's nothing down here. There's your tire repair kit and a space just to put your 3-pin granny charger. And over the front, there's no frunk. But you can see there's quite a lot of space up here, so I'm pretty sure you can find a third-party aftermarket option to put like a small frunk over here. If you know, you know. Let's see how fast it takes to load 7 people into the Denza D9. Let's go! Okay, the doors are closed. Stop the timer. That's pretty quick, right? How's everyone feeling? Comfy. Yay! The Denza D9 has a MacPherson struts for the front, and the rear has multi-link suspension. Overall, this car, as you expect from a Chinese electric MPV, is very comfort-oriented, and it does wobble quite a bit. But I would say that this is where the Zeekr 999 has upper hand, because it has a double wishbone suspension for the front, and it has dual chamber A suspension. And in this Denza D9 AWD version, it has this SUS-C intelligent damping suspension. So for MPV at this size, and it weighs more than 2.8 tons, it manages the weight pretty well. I would say that it's comfortable for daily drives, but when it comes to uneven surfaces, or maybe in going through speed humps through the residential tamans, well, it can get really bouncy. And on the touch display over here, there's the suspension settings, so you can choose between comfort or sports. For me, if I use comfort mode, it gets very bouncy around speed humps. Like for example, if you go through a hump, it bounces quite a bit before it settles down. So if you don't want that, you can just switch to sports mode, and I think that's the best settings for most users. And like for me, once I try the settings, I just leave it sports mode permanently. I must say that the NVH, the noise, vibration, the harshness in this car is excellent. It has double glazed windows, which really cuts out noise, and it's so silent that if you're driving up to the national speed limit, all you hear is probably the aircon and a little bit of wind noise. It's such a very serene drive in this car. And during city traffic, it really cuts out all the city noise around you, including the motorbike sound. It really mutes all those things away, so you have a more relaxed and comfortable ride when you're going to the office or doing the school runs or even going through long distance trips. When it comes to performance, well, it doesn't rocket like the Zeekr 999. After all, the Zeekr 999 has twin motors that produces 600 horsepower and can get from 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds, which is insane. And the Denza D9 is no slouch. It has a 0 to 100 time of 6.9 seconds, plenty quick, and the power delivery is very gradual, and your passengers will thank you for it. If you're looking for a fully electric 7-seater MPV that's comfortable, smooth, and quiet, well, the Denza D9 ticks all the right boxes. As you expect from premium EVs, this Denza D9 comes with a very comprehensive ADAS system, and you also have this intelligent cruise control which can actually basically drive the car for you, maintaining a safe distance, and also has lane centering assist. And if you've driven BYDs before, you notice that the ADAS can be quite aggressive. It's as if that you're fighting with a car if you want to do a slight correction manually. But I'm happy to report that it's not as aggressive as before, so there's a noticeable improvement. But if you, let's say you want to make manual adjustment, like if you're driving in KL City, you want to drive a bit more to the right if you're in a fast lane to give more space for motorcycles to filter through, you can feel that it tends to tug quite annoyingly on the steering. So you can see in this video clip, I try to make the car drive slightly on the right side of the lane, and you can see that the steering tries very hard to turn to the left. So this can be quite annoying. Similarly, if you're doing intelligent cruise control where you try to adapt the speed based on distance, the acceleration and braking can be quite jarring. And I hope that BYD can refine this ADAS further to give drivers more confidence and to offer a more refined experience. And right now I'm carrying 6 passengers, and all of them seem to be very comfortable with this Denza D9. Right guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect for family outings and for company retreats. The Denza D9 comes with a 103.6 kWh LFP battery. When it comes to charging, it can do AC up to 11 kilowatts on the 3-phase AC charge point, and DC charging on paper can do up to 166 kilowatts. When we charge this EV at Gentari's DC charger at KLIA2, which is capable of up to 240 kilowatts, we got a peak rate of 165 kilowatts, and we get from 18 to 80% charge in 37 minutes, which is actually pretty decent. But actually, the Denza D9 can charge much faster. During our EV track day at Sepang, we managed to charge this up from 24% to 59% in just 15 minutes. And if you charge this EV at JPO, at the e-loader chargers, some can even get close to or even exceeding 200 kilowatts. So depending where you charge, you can actually charge much faster than what BYD has claimed. And some of you are wondering, is this Denza D9 suitable for long distance drive? Well, we took it for a road trip from KL all the way to JB. So we left at Friday night at about 10:30 with 100% charge, and we reached our hotel at Danga Bay in JB at 2:10 AM, and that's with 19% battery remaining. So we covered a distance of 328 kilometers in 3 hours and 40 minutes, and that includes one quick toilet break stop at Machap R&R southbound. So yeah, this EV can do the long distance trip. If you start with full charge, you can reach JB with no problem. And when it comes to EV charging infrastructure, it's growing at a very healthy pace. So along North Star Highway, if you're driving from KL to Penang, KL to Johor, there's a lot of new DC chargers, and we always see a new deployment happening almost every week nationwide. And if you want to go to Kota Baru, there are now more DC chargers at Gua Musang, and we know that there are more chargers being deployed in underserved areas like Jeli. So this all-drive EV with a WLTP range of up to 480 kilowatts is more than sufficient to make that long distance trip. Anyway, if you're going to travel with family, you're definitely going to make a stop. So why not use that opportunity for a quick 10-minute top-up to get more than enough charge to reach the destination. The Denza D9 is spacious, it has more than enough power, and like the fact that despite being a high-tech vehicle, it still has physical controls to make it very practical as a chauffeur car or simply as a family car. And with such a big battery, we have proven that it can do long-distance trip from KL to Johor without any issues. So my question to you is, why are you still considering a used or recon Alphard or Vellfire? Because this Denza D9 is priced from 259,000 ringgit for the front-wheel drive version, and this top spec model is priced at 309,000 ringgit. And on top of that, you can charge this for cheap at home. So this makes more sense, don't you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. This is Alex from soyachincha.com. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, like us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe us on the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be informed of our future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye!